At the U.S.-Mexico border, the battle escalates. Trump's troops tighten the noose while Sheinbaum builds Mexico's maritime empire. Fuel theft, fentanyl, and trade ambitions collide on both sides of the border. The stakes sky high. Two nations, one high-stakes fight. The U.S. Defense Department has ramped up border enforcement, declaring a second military zone along the U.S.-Mexico border, this time in Texas, near Fort Bliss, El Paso, Associated Press reported. Like the first zone in New Mexico, troops can now detain migrants who cross illegally until Homeland Security takes over. Highlighting the development, General Gregory Gill of the U.S. Northern Command on May 1st asserted that the establishment of a second national defense area increases the operational reach and effectiveness in denying illegal activity. The establishment of a second national defense area increases our operational reach and effectiveness in denying illegal activity along the southern border. In New Mexico, migrants are already being charged with breaching a military area treated as an extension of Fort Wauchula, Arizona. Though the Pentagon didn't reveal the size of the Texas zone, the legal weight is heavy. Migrants face charges for both illegal entry and trespassing on military property. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, during his April 25th visit to Mexico, warned that any illegal attempt to enter the zone would be intercepted by U.S. troops and Border Patrol. Any illegal attempting to enter that zone is entering a military base. You will be interdicted by U.S. troops and Border Patrol. 3 months into U.S. President Donald Trump's aggressive immigration crackdown, illegal border crossings have plummeted to historic lows. CBS News reports. In April, just 8,400 migrants were apprehended after crossing the U.S.-Mexico border without authorization, according to internal Department of Homeland Security data obtained by CBS News. That figure is only slightly up from March's 7,200 and nearly mirrors February's 8,300, marking the lowest levels since Border Patrol began publishing monthly data in 2000. The report further notes that such numbers haven't been seen since the 1960s. Underscoring the seismic shift in border enforcement under Trump is Nuevo Manzanillo. A smart move or a risky gamble? As President Donald Trump tightens America's trade stance with sweeping tariffs, Mexico is making a bold geopolitical pivot. Under President Claudia Sheinbaum, the country is expanding its busiest port, Manzanillo, into a global maritime powerhouse. According to Newsweek, dubbed Nuevo Manzanillo, the multi-billion-dollar project will quadruple the port size and add terminals, electric cranes, and green energy infrastructure, aiming to handle 10 million containers annually by 2030. There are no additional tariffs on Mexico, and that is good for the country, Sheinbaum said, crediting a good relationship with Washington. But beneath the diplomacy lies a hedge, a post-America trade plan that could transform Mexico into a critical node in global supply chains, especially as Trump's isolationist doctrine disrupts traditional trade ties. Ron Benson, CEO of the digital supply chain firm Publican, sees the expansion as a strategic win. Mexico will emerge as an even closer and more strategic trade partner of the United States, and as such will become an alternative to many Chinese manufacturing capacities. But critics like former diplomat Arturo McPhails warn of deeper risks that the port expansion would increase trade with China and open the door for more fentanyl-related chemicals coming from Beijing. Further, he cited the December 2024 seizure of 25 tons of drug precursors in cartel-heavy Colima, calling the port a double threat. The port expansion is a double threat that it would increase trade with China and open the door for more fentanyl-related chemicals coming from Beijing. However, Mexico's port gamble may boost trade power, but it walks a tightrope between opportunity, U.S. trust, and rising security concerns. The Trump administration is tightening the noose around one of Mexico's deadliest cartels. On May 1st, the U.S. administration announced sweeping sanctions targeting the Jiangyi Politico New Generation Cartel's drug and fuel theft empire, freezing U.S.-based assets and severing financial ties. United States Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent declared in a fiery statement that the authorities will continue to use all available tools to relentlessly target drug cartels and foreign terrorist organizations that make America safe again. Underscoring the administration's zero-tolerance posture toward transnational crime, we will continue to use all available tools to relentlessly target drug cartels and foreign terrorist organizations to make America safe again. The sanctions hit key cartel figures, including Caesar Morphine and his brothers, who allegedly spearhead a fuel theft network costing Mexico tens of millions and bankrolling the deadly fentanyl pipeline flooding into Mexico. The country's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, emphasized her government's commitment to cracking down on illicit fuel trafficking so that any tank or truck carrying fuel, whichever kind, we know where it came from, where it's going if it's imported, with what import permit did it enter, where was it stored, and from there to which service station is it going to be taken. If a tanker has stolen fuel from a pipeline and is stopped on the highway, it has to show where that fuel came from. If it doesn't, there's something illegal. As the U.S. and Mexico strengthen their fight against the Jalingo New Generation Cartel, both nations are ramping up efforts to disrupt illicit operations and prevent the flow of deadly substances. With Benson's vows to use all tools at their disposal and Claudia Sheinbaum's push for tighter fuel traceability, these coordinated actions signal a relentless pursuit of justice and security on both sides of the border.